When was the last time you heard something about Twitch that wasn't
I
overwhelmingly
heard
negative?
Twitch released a new feature,
I
just
can't even
kidding.
remember. It's been so long. Trying to remember a time where the Twitch higher ups seemed in touch with the
A
community is
dream that
like
never
trying to
came
remember a
true.
dream. Like, it's just extremely hard. How long it's been since Twitch was doing things that people generally liked. For years now, it's just been rolling out features that nobody in the world has ever asked for and that contribute nothing to the
Twitch the
platform.
master of
Anyone
surprises.
remember just a couple months back when they had their version of Super Chats where they would take a paid message and then put it underneath the
Twitch
stream where
taking your
nobody in the
money and
world could
hiding
see
it
it.
since
So you were
2020
actually
on.
just throwing money into the void, just flushing it down your toilet, basically. God rest the soul of elevated chat. I'm sure all three people who ever used that feature are
Pour one out for
still
elevated chat,
distraught and
folks.
mourning the loss of such an incredible monetization tool. Like, it is so misguided. Another feature that they've rolled out that I'm sure none of you even knew existed is
Mate,
something
Twitch
called
released a new
Reacts,
feature. I
where you
must
as a
have
viewer
missed
while
the
watching a
memo.
stream can
Wait, there
react
was
to
no
it, and
memo.
all it does is you can send an emote at that very second you click React to let the streamer know what you thought of that moment, that second. So that way when the streamer goes to their dashboard, they can click on the Reacts and see like, oh, at minute 55 of my stream, I had 3 pogs. That must have been a really
Tell us
good
how you
moment.
really feel.
Like, it's fucking worthless features. It is nothing but horrible decisions from this company. They're making more bad choices than a college
Sounds like a
student who
wild
just
night.
took his first shot of Fireball. But unlike the college student, Twitch
Straight to the
isn't
point.
drunk. They're just stupid. I'm getting heated. Of course, not everyone at Twitch is this silly. Like, not everyone's
Some
going
of us have
wacko
common
mode with these
sense.
ideas. There are real people at Twitch that understand the platform, but they don't
Oh,
have the
gross.
same
Doesn't
power
it?
that the higher ups do that are rolling out these awful decisions. Why am I talking about this? Well, it's because they've just revealed 2 new awful decisions over the last
What a
24 hours.
surprise.
Now, one of them, admittedly, is not their fault. This comes with the layoffs. I will show you some clips from last night's stream where I really dive in deep on those. But the other one that not a lot of people have realized yet is they also made a statement on their sub-revenue split. You might remember, I also mentioned it recently in another video. Last year, towards the end of the year, Twitch announced that it would be getting rid of the 70-30 sub-revenue deal that they had with streamers. So now it would be 50-50 across the board, 70-30 would no longer exist, which means Twitch now offers the lowest amount of revenue to streamers in the entire industry. They're now at the bottom of the food chain when it comes to sub-splits across the board of every streaming platform. And by a wide margin. YouTube is 70-30. I mean, even Kick is like 90-10, I think, or even 95-5, I don't remember. But they offer the lowest split of subs, and it's not even close. And they really don't have any tools in place to try and make up for that, so instead they double down on ads, which is worse for everyone. Streamers don't like running ads. Viewers don't like watching ads. Thus, you're immediately killing the 2 people that make streaming work, streamers and viewers. You are rolling out things that
Twitch is
neither
really not
side
helping their
want.
streamers,
Their
are they?
Galaxy Brain
Create
solution to
more
the
things
taking
we don't
20%
want.
away from the streamers is to force them to run more ads if they
Just what
want
we
to make
needed,
up for
more
that
ads.
lost revenue. And streamers don't want to do that because that drives away their viewers. That's bad. I mean, sometimes the viewers will come back, but when you run an ad on Twitch, you lose viewers. It's just how it works because no one wants to sit through
No one
fucking
likes
10
being held
unskippable
hostage
ads,
by
so they go
ads.
somewhere else. Maybe they come back, maybe they don't. And this is extremely detrimental because of pre-roll ads that play when you click on a stream for the first time. This is the nail in the coffin
Way
for
to
a lot
support
of
the little
smaller
guy,
streamers
Twitch.
where even if they're doing really cool content, a lot of people will never find it because when they click on that stream and they get fucking 2 back-to-back 30-second ads, they just instantly leave and they'll never go back. So clearly it was a very controversial decision, one that a lot of people took issue with, and now Twitch is saying that
Well, let's
we
start
heard
now do
everything everyone
something
was saying, it
about
was a
it.
very loud conversation, and we laughed at all of you, and we're spitting in your face. We made the right decision, nerds. It's going to be 50-50
Nerds
forever.
always make the right
So they're
choice.
patting each other on the back, slapping their ass,
Sounds
saying
like a
good
weird
game out there,
sports
team.
ritual.
They are taking their victory lap, letting us all know that 50-50
I hope they
is here
don't
to
pull a
stay
hamstring.
forever, and then try and elaborate on why it's a good thing and how they're going to change their monetization model in order to make Twitch the #1 place to stream when it comes to revenue for streamers. And in the interview, they said,
Innovation,
we talk a lot
more
about
like
how we're in this
innovation.
together, and part of that is innovation. We are committed to continuing to improve our monetization products and building new monetization products. And at the end of the day, we're
Say
committed
that
to
3
increasing
times
the amount of
fast.
money a streamer
Yeah, right
earns.
on time,
Wow,
committed to
such noble
becoming a
intentions
unicorn.
with absolutely no way of delivering. One of the things Twitch is really going buck wild with is their ad incentive program. And here's what they had to say about that. Surprisingly, they
Well, they
did
finally
recognize that
figured
the
that out, slow
intrusiveness
clap.
of ads on Twitch is a big issue, one that they're trying to work on. So they said the acceptance and engagement on the ad incentive program far exceeded our expectations, so
Wow,
streamers are
Twitch
clearly seeing the
actually
value in
exceeded
running ads now.
expectations
I
for
like how
me.
they're
Of
saying
course they
that with
are.
a
Who doesn't
marketing
love
drive.
interrupting their
Streamers aren't
content with
happy
ads?
about that, by the way. It's just
Shocker,
that's their
people don't
only
like being
option.
forced to
In
watch
fact, if you
ads.
go on Twitter and spend even just a couple of seconds typing in the Twitch ad incentive program, you'll see a lot of people outraged at it because a lot of the asks are huge for
7
the ad
minutes
incentive
might
program,
as
up to
well
like
just make it a
fucking
commercial
7 minutes
break.
worth of ads. I've seen them. Like, for example, Caleb, Just Joel, streams often. He's shown me his ad incentive program. Rex Gunderson, he's shown me his. Like, the asks are not small, and the
Oh
pay
great,
they're
Twitch is
offering
back
isn't
to
huge
exploiting the
for
little
smaller
guys.
streamers. Even in the rare instance where a couple of larger streamers posted their ad incentives where it was a lot of money for like fucking 6 or 7 minutes of ads per hour, they still, most of them chose not to do
Who
it
would have
because of
thought people
how
don't like having
intrusive
their
all of
viewing
the ads
experience
were to the
ruined?
viewers. It just makes the experience of watching their stream awful. Having to be inundated with fucking
I'm
7 minutes of
surprised they
ads
didn't
per
just make
hour
it
is
20
a
user
lot
chats at this
when it comes
point.
to streaming. So a lot of them still just didn't choose to do it. The only reason there is any level of acceptance with the ad incentive program is because you have forced
Wow,
people to
Twitch
swallow
really
this
knows how
shit.
to make
Since there's
friends.
now no longer a 70-30 deal or anything like that, the amount of sub revenue you can generate is significantly less. In fact, you'd probably make more money
Looks
buying
like
and
it's time to
reselling
start a
eggs
chicken
right
farm.
now than you would trying to rely on sub money on Twitch. Now, going forward, Minton acknowledged the state of ads on the platform isn't perfect yet, and the company has taken steps to reduce their intrusiveness through static, in-player ads and disabling pre-roll ads if creators display at least 3 minutes of ads per
At least
hour.
they're trying
We're
to make
really,
it
really
less
thinking about
annoying.
ad placement generally and ensuring that, as a viewer, when you're looking for a new community, that we're reducing the impact of ads. So they do recognize how it's very bad for small streamers when pre-rolls are playing. And right now their solution is, we'll just play more ads during your
Great,
stream and
more
we'll
ads,
get rid
just
of
what we all
pre-rolls.
wanted.
Like, it's literally Ouroboros, just constantly fucking feeding on ads and eating its own tail. Everything is all about ads,
Wow,
and
who
it's
would have
still
guessed?
intrusive. Like, it is still there. Like, pre-rolls will exist unless you are running ads throughout your stream. So I still also don't understand why skippable ads aren't on the platform when those are pretty commonplace.
But where's
I
the
feel
fun
like
in that?
skippable ads would at least help alleviate some of the headache there and make the ad breaks a little more palatable. But still, another thing that they mention is like all of their innovative tools they're working on to help creators monetize their content.
Innovative.
They
More
don't
like
really shine
innovative.
a bright light on what all of those new innovations are looking like, though I do imagine one of them they're talking about because they do briefly mention like sponsorship opportunities through streaming on Twitch, and I think what they're talking about there is like something similar to the bounty board. Bounty board is something that's existed on Twitch for quite a few years now. Basically, companies will pay Twitch to have streamers of X amount of viewers stream
The good
their
old
product
sellout
for however many
tactic.
hours, and Twitch will give a portion of that money that the brand is paid to the
Wow,
streamer.
what a generous
I
offer.
mean, in theory, like the concept is actually pretty solid, right? If Twitch is going to facilitate brand deals like that and just put it right on
In
your
the
dashboard, that's a pretty decent
communism is
idea.
also pretty
But
solid.
most people have woken up to the fact that the deal is shit. Twitch is taking the lion's share of that brand deal, and the streamer is getting very, very little comparatively to what they would get if they just chased down the same deal themselves or with like an agency or something. Like, if you're going to do a stream deal through Twitch, you're better off just clicking on the bounty board to see who's looking for streamers and then reach out to the company yourself or have your manager or whatever agency you're with reach out to them for you and let them know you're interested because you'll get a much better rate that way. Because Twitch has taken almost all of it. Like, I don't know many people that still use the bounty board because most people have realized this now. It is paying significantly less than had you just gotten
Twitch is
the
like a
deal through
pimp, taking
any
all
other
the money and
means.
leaving the
So
streamers with
it's
just
a
a
decent
crumb.
idea in theory if Twitch wasn't taking so much of the brand
Yeah,
deal.
Twitch really
So I've
knows
been
how to
ranting
take
about
the
this for a
fun
while,
out
but
of
you can see
streaming.
there's a lot of problems
Looks
that
like
plague
someone
Twitch
needs
when
a
it
hug
comes
or
to
a new
streaming
streaming
on there and
platform.
trying to make a living off of it.
If only
Which is why
Twitch
so
could
many
pay the
streamers
bills
are
with their
choosing to
glitches
stream
and lag.
elsewhere. YouTube or Kick really are the two
Gotta
main
love a good
competitors at the
competition.
moment
It's
that
like the
people are
Hunger
switching
Games,
to or
but for
starting
streaming
with. And it's
platforms.
because you have a much better
Money
chance of
talks,
making a
and
living on
Twitch
those
just
two
isn't
platforms
fluent
at the
in that
moment.
language.
Discoverability on Twitch used to be one of its
Twitch, more like a
strongest
gem, I write.
benefits, But currently, Twitch doesn't really have an edge in that category
Pearls more
anymore
like
either,
petals, am
mainly
I
because
right?
of what I mentioned earlier, pre-rolls.
Twitch is
If you're
like a game
towards
of
the bottom
Jenga,
and
but with
someone's
your
willing to take a
viewership.
chance on your content, they click on it and they get a pre-roll, they
Witch's
left.
parents are like the
They're
bouncer
most
at a
likely
club.
not going to
They
stick around
keep
for
the
that.
good stuff
Whereas
out.
if you started on YouTube or Kick, you just fire up your
YouTube
stream
and
and your
Kick are like
content's
the cool
immediately
kids table
accessible to
in the
anyone who might
cafeteria, and
find it.
Twitch is like the
So yeah,
detention room.
like you just stand a better chance of getting
Twitch,
found
where the only
elsewhere
thing you'll
outside of
be
Twitch at the
streaming is
moment, I would
tears.
argue at least. So there's a lot of problems plaguing Twitch right now. They've made it very clear that they're not exactly turning the profit they'd like to be turning, and the decisions they're making to try and be more profitable are only hurting their platform even further. So let's talk about the layoffs now. Twitch laid off 400 employees yesterday, and what's crazy is the employees don't even know
That's
who
one
got
way to
laid
keep
off
them
yet.
on
So
their
the
toes.
employees are still
Looks
fucking
like
trembling
Twitch
in
is
fear,
twitching.
wondering if they even have a job anymore. But this isn't a Twitch exclusive problem. I'm sure all of you know, all of the big tech
Looks like the
businesses,
tech bubble is
industry
about
as a
to
whole,
burst.
experienced a lot of bloat over the last few years because of COVID. They hired a lot of people. Now they're firing a lot of those people because they don't need that many employees and they're not utilizing that many employees. Thus, they're making a lot of cuts. Amazon's
Amazon's
laid off
Prime
like
Delivery
9,000
pink
people
slips.
yesterday, so of course the 400 laid off at Twitch were a part of that. Yeah, we can talk about the Twitch stuff now. I see a lot of people
Twitch is
coming
getting a
after
lot of
Twitch for the
unfollows.
layoff. They laid off 400
Well, that's one way
staff
to
members.
downsize.
I think it's very interesting that Dan Clancy, the new CEO of Twitch, is the one to make this announcement as opposed to like
New
a
boss,
parting
new
gift
rules.
from Emmett Shear, the previous CEO. That was kind of surprising because this is not really how
Talk
you
about
want to
a rough
start
start.
your reign as the Twitch CEO with 400 jobs taken away. But it's also not their fault. Amazon laid off 9K. So people need to realize that since
Corporate
Twitch is part of
mergers, am I
Amazon, this is
right?
part of the overall Amazon layoffs, I don't think Twitch itself was the one that kind of spearheaded it. Though I will say I think Twitch is a bloated company. I feel like losing 500 staff members isn't necessarily going to change too much about it. But I could be wrong. Maybe these are like really crucial members. But what's kind of fucked up about it is apparently the Twitch staff don't even know who's been fired. It sounds like huge corporate shit. Yeah,
Well,
that is
that's
kind of
just
wild that the employees themselves don't know if they've been laid off or not yet. I feel like they probably should have told
No
them that
kidding,
they're
that's
fired
just common
before making
courtesy.
the announcement. 400 employees fired out of 1,200 is fucking
That's a
rough.
lot of
Is that how
unemployed
many Twitch
gamers.
has? Is it 1,200? I don't know why, but I thought it was more. But yeah, I mean, it's not a small number by any means. But I do think Twitch was very bloated. I don't think you needed that many employees to begin with. They're clearly not utilizing them to their full potential. Like, I can count on one hand the amount of features they've rolled out over the last couple years, right? Like, they're clearly not being
Sounds
put to
like a
great use
classic
over there.
case of corporate
But this
inefficiency.
wasn't like this wasn't explicitly a Twitch decision. This is just the entire tech industry. I don't remember where the source was now, but there's a whole article written up about the collapse of the tech industry jobs right now. I believe they cited that because of COVID, all of these companies panic hired a ton of people because they thought they'd
Looks
need
like the tech
significantly more
industry is
employees
feeling
to
the
like
COVID
run
burn too.
remote and all of that. So all of these companies really exploded with the amount of people on their payroll over COVID. And now that that's not going on anymore, they just have all of these, like this wild list of employees that they don't use and they don't need anymore. So now they're letting them all
Kinda
go
like my
all at
ex's
once. So
Christmas
it's just
card
this
list.